The following broadcast is not suitable for children under 3 years of age.
It's time for Clashing Heads.
Fake Outrage. World Wrestling of Clashing Heads. Hey, welcome everybody. All the news, all the opinion, all the heartache, and all the fake outrage you will ever need for the rest of your life. Where is he?
Or the rest of the week.
Oh, that sounded like Mr. Fake Outrage himself. Hey, Righty Jim. Is that Lefty out? Or is that an impersonator of Righty Jim? We never know these days.
Well, I know that is really me, and is that really Moderate Mike there?
I am here. You thought it was Bad Bunny that was going to take my place tonight, but no, actually, it's me. I booked here again.
Why is he called Bad Bunny, by the way? He doesn't seem like such a bad dude.
I think he named himself. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. I think in Spanish, but
and why is he Bad Bunny? Why isn't he No Bueno Pero or something? Whatever Bunny is.
I don't know. I call my little doggy a bunny. I call him a bunny lamb because he looks like both.
Well, from what I understand, the only reason he was invited to do the halftime show was because Apple was sponsoring it. And of course, they want to push his new album and get people to download his music. So they paid $50 million to have Bad Bunny on the show.
Well, what do you say about that, Righty Jim?
Bad Bunny got his stage name from a childhood photo of him dressed as a bunny with a grumpy expression.
Oh, well, that's cute.
Yeah.
But I still don't understand, since he's Puerto Rican and he keeps pushing everything in Spanish, again, why isn't he No Bueno Pero or whatever?
Well, because he wants to, show his culture with Spanish, but also he is an American, and English is actually the official language until we take Puerto Rico in as a state, and then we'd have to have, like Canada, two language country.
No.
Sure we would.
No, we wouldn't.
Well,
there are probably more people speaking Spanish in California than there are in Puerto Rico.
I was talking to a friend in China, from China, who's only been in the United States 2 weeks, or 2 months rather, and he speaks impeccable English. And you'd never know that. I said, where did you learn English so well? And he said, hey, we have to learn English when we start out in school. And I said, we've got a problem with 2 languages in America. Everyone has this idea that it's a bad thing to speak 2 languages. Bad Bunny is showing us that he could get the highest ratings at a halftime in a Super Bowl in the history of halftime ratings at the Super Bowl, and singing in Spanish. It's not a big deal. It actually was quite entertaining as far as I was concerned. Yeah, this alternate. How did that do, Righty Jim, for you guys? The alternate. What were the ratings of the alternate Bad Bunny show?
Well, I got the Turning Point USA on YouTube, I guess, when people finally found it during the halftime show of Bad Bunny, and they switched over to the alternative. I think it was 6 million viewers as opposed to 130 million that Bad Bunny had.
There were also streamers. There were also other channels. It was put on Charlie Kirk's channel, which I don't understand why, but that had like another couple 100,000. When I tuned into it, there was 4.6 million live. Wow. 4.6 million people.
It was not even worth the effort, was it?
No, it is.
Well, it wasn't an effort. Again, I was looking for the Lindsey Vonn crash. And I just happened to stumble across when I was on.
You had Righty. Has anyone ever called you a rubbernecker?
Well, no. I mean, right after the Super Bowl was over, of course, NBC connected to the Milan Olympics, Winter Olympics, and they showed what happened to that.
I thought they didn't. Did they show the crash? Because someone was complaining today that they didn't show.
We saw it. We saw the snow flying in the air.
Did they show a replay of it though?
It was the replay of what happened earlier in the day.
No, but they were showing it live as though thinking nobody had seen it yet. Okay, never mind. By the way,
but it's
Bad Bunny translated to Spanish is Cognito Malo.
Oh, very good. Righty Jim, I'd swear you were a native Spanish speaker.
That's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
But why can't we get back to
It is
having Paul McCartney back on stage and some
exactly Bruce Springsteen even. I mean,
Bruce
Springsteen.
Springsteen,
He'd gladly do it.
But Bad Bunny, with all the bad press you guys tried to level against him, like I say, he got the highest ratings of anyone who's ever performed.
Lefty out, no problem. Name me 2 Bad Bunny songs.
There you go.
Well, I don't really speak Spanish, so I don't know. But I like him.
You happen to have had a translator on the bottom.
I don't need to know. The man's very entertaining.
Man's
By the way, I root for, you know what? Another reason why I root for Bad Bunny?
Because it irritates Republicans.
No. Bad Bunny Jr., who was in the show, Bad Bunny as a boy, who got the Grammy. You remember that, don't you, Righty Jim and Moderate Mike?
Yeah.
They were talking about
in the performance.
Modern album, right?
Wait, Modern Mike, tell Righty Jim. There was a young boy who was playing the role in the halftime performance by Bad Bunny, playing Bad Bunny as a young boy starting out, and Bad Bunny as the older Bad Bunny gives the younger Bad Bunny his Grammy. You don't remember that?
Oh yes,
classic.
Yes,
and why I'm saying this is that young Bad Bunny is from Orange County, California, where I occasionally take part in.
Yes, Lefty Al's one of his many homes is in Orange County.
Well,
it pays to be a liberal, you know.
But no,
pays to be wealthy. Yes,
but no one talks about the fact that Lady Gaga showed up in the halftime show too.
I think there are some other actors or
who was the other one that showed up?
Don't even start. I know Lady Gaga. I remember seeing her.
Yeah,
and that was.
We're happy to say, getting just back to the Lindsey Vonn situation with her crash, that she had surgery and she's stable right now.
Well,
that's what I've been hearing. Very sad, because it wasn't the ACL that caused the problem. She nicked her arm on one of the pulls, right? Righty Jim?
Gate. Yeah, she had a gate. Oh, Ricky Martin was in it too.
Oh yeah, Ricky Martin. There you go, Ricky Martin.
Let's see. Big names included cameos from Cardi B, Pedro Pascal, and for those who don't know who Pedro Pascal is, think Grogu and the Mandalorian. He's the Mandalorian.
That's right.
He also was in Game of Thrones. Now that I've seen clips of Game of Thrones.
Well, it was. I think it was
just
very well produced.
Girls G. Young Miko, which maybe was an Axie Earl, who's a I don't know how to describe her. A wannabe model. She was in the Carl's Jr. commercials. She was the latest blonde bombshell in Carl's Jr. commercials last year.
And speaking of commercials, what were your favorites there, Righty Jim? Any favorites from the Super Bowl?
I like the one with Kurt Russell doing the ski guru. And
that Dunkin' Donuts.
Remind me what was the Dunkin' Donuts was?
It was
again.
It was Goodwill Dunkin'.
I don't remember that one.
It's worth. Righty Jim, when you get a chance,
I
sent you some links to the top 10 from Adweek, and there.
Well, you can see them on YouTube. While you're on YouTube, you can listen to us too at _heads.
It's a cheesy self-promotion. Moderate Mike.
And you can also chat with us at Clashing Heads on Twitter/X.
And on we're heard on Spotify. We're also heard or seen. Our shorts are not our short videos. I want to make a clarification there for all of you in our listening audience and a viewing audience.
If you can't get enough of Righty Jim, you can listen to him Friday mornings on the Chad Benson Show.
And you can listen to me Monday mornings on Chad Benson, as we're starting a 9 or a 10-month long series called Midterm Mondays.
Well, I want to talk to you about that, Righty Jim, but also I want to give more plugs to us, more cheesy plugs. Okay. Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, Mastodon, TikTok, okay?
And ClashingHeads.com.
And ClashingHeads.com for a surprise to our audience. So take a look at our surprise, because it will mean great things for you.
Doesn't
Just
mean that
check under your seats, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see what you're going to get.
And you won't be getting a new car because we're not Oprah.
we're the new bad.
We ain't got Oprah money.
All right, but my favorite, gentleman, was the Emma Stone commercial for Squarespace.
Squarespace, right?
And that was where she is freaked out. It's done really well. The cinematography, it's black and white like a horror film, and she's really a good actor. You know, people say actress, but you can refer to, and they prefer to be known as actors, male or female.
And Lefty Al,
Yeah.
the #1 Super Bowl commercial this year was
Budweiser. It always
Budweiser.
is. Always is. This time they brought a bird with a butt. You know, sometimes they bring a dog or, you know, a mountain lion. I don't know.
Yeah.
With the horse. You know, it's a Clydesdale. So they got to think of something. So they have a bird this year, and that got the best rating.
It was a very patriotic commercial.
Well, it wasn't.
50th
If it was
anniversary.
patriotic, right,
Yeah.
Jim, it would have been an American eagle. They didn't think about
I
that.
believe it was an American Eagle.
No, it looked like a tiny little bird.
If you watch the whole commercial, it grows into an eagle.
I didn't. You know, that's a spoiler alert, Righty Jim, because I didn't see the
It
end.
just goes to your short attention span, CL.
It looked like clashing heads. Everybody, you know, fasten your seatbelts. Okay, Mike, take it away.
We have breaking news regarding the Nancy Guthrie missing person, abducted, and I think they may. I heard the sheriff say that they're going to have somebody in jail tonight, if not the latest tomorrow morning, after revealing.
What do they call
pictures.
him?
Not a suspect,
Person most.
Person of interest?
but not even a person of interest. They're questioning this.
Material witness?
No, just somebody that they're talking.
Local yokel?
Somebody.
Yeah, that-
Well, I got to tell you guys something.
Yeah.
Lefty Al, did you do it?
Righty Jim. All right, it's not
He
even.
doesn't have a goatee like they should.
No. Let me bring up.
Oh, do you have? Oh,
something.
okay. I didn't see the goods.
Oh yeah, they got a
Let me-
picture of him
Let me bring up something.
Yeah.
So
wearing a mask.
obviously, it seems
Yeah.
that they were able to locate someone based on the video coverage that they released today. And they were probably on top of this person before they released this. But
One would
there are
hope.
two things that bother me is that there's no announcement about Nancy Guthrie. And that is very concerning.
Yes, I would agree.
And then the second thing is, I have to tell you guys, you know, we're kidding about the Emma Stone commercial about satire on horror movies, but I have to tell you, this is the real life, you know, boogeyman that we all grew up with, that our parents said to be scared of. And I got to tell you, it put chills on me. If you've seen this video, it brings you to tears,
Yeah.
because this is as odd, as weird, as frightening as you ever want to see. And I don't suggest, I suggest for parents to shut the television off if you've got children around, and they shouldn't even be near what these images are. In fact, it's irresponsible of network news not to just warn people about it like they do other things. This is a terribly frightening videos. And it's just awful.
Yeah, it's very horrifying. I mean, this is I was telling my wife it.
Is there something more out there than just the guy at the doorbell with the dead flowers? Because I mean, that's strange, but it's not.
Righty Jim, you see his eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, and you see that suit he put on. I mean, this is scary stuff. And
the flowers he put in front of the Ring camera.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he did, or he was just holding them, and that's where it was. It looked like he's trying to disable the camera.
what
Right.
they're saying
Well,
is
he
that,
had the little
yeah.
flashlight in his.
Well, he was caught off guard apparently with the cameras,
But evidently she does not have the subscription for the cameras, but let alone they still do have video from
They were, I think in a case
leads to a lot of questions.
well, it leads to questions that they probably keep the footage even after the subscription, just in case.
So why am I paying $50 a year?
Well, no, the question is, why are you getting videotaped when you're not paying $50 a year?
Well, that's true.
Whatever it is.
Well, no, but that's the thing. Well, the police and law enforcement, and the president of the United States, to his credit. By the way, Righty Jim, you just missed what he just said.
Donald Trump, to
I
his
heard what you
credit.
said.
To his credit, because that's when he acts presidential, and you can't take it away from him that the whole country. I mean, this is like the Lindbergh baby story that goes back.
That's what was funny. That people kept saying that when I was out playing golf on the weekend and people were talking about it. That was what came up. Everybody kept saying it. This is like, I go, to me, I was saying, for a little more contemporary reference, I was saying John Benet Ramsey.
Or Patty Hearst. Remember?
Yeah, but that's not contemporary, Lefty. Yeah, that's 50 years ago.
Just an aside on the Lindbergh baby, the Baby Ruth candy bar, which was supposed to be named after Babe Ruth. It was named after the Lindbergh baby.
Are you sure? Because
I'm positive.
Oh, yeah, I heard it was named after.
I've heard both of those stories.
Yeah, well, how about the third thing, named after Teddy Roosevelt's daughter?
Ruth?
Yeah.
So that's interesting too. Anyway, let's move on to we keep our fingers. Well, we could talk the Olympics. We'll keep our fingers crossed. And again, thoughts and prayers with the Guthrie family.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully she comes home nice, safe, and sound.
Even did the $300 test run. The FBI.
Great story.
Yeah, it was crazy. The $300 test run with the money that they sent to the Bitcoin account.
Oh, that brings up another clashing heads conversation we could save for another time. But this whole story about Bitcoin seems to be like, first of all, we know with all crimes that get publicity that there are copycats. But
so one guy's got arrested in LA who was in charge with trying to send out money. And I thought before this event happened that Bitcoin was essentially, it's like untraceable, but apparently it can be.
It can be traced.
And the other story is that came out on the news before we leave this one, is that there apparently was a deposit made into that Bitcoin account, which tells you that perhaps they were attempting to, not 6 million.
No,
maybe
$300. They were testing.
Is that what you were saying?
Oh yeah, they were testing the account with $300.
Yeah.
So did the demand? I missed that. Did the demand get balanced from 2 million to 6 million?
I think so.
Yeah, $6 million. And then the question was, why was there only a $50,000 reward offered by the FBI instead of maybe a $250,000 reward?
Maybe they know more than.
Yeah, they know more than any of us do.
Yeah.
The FBI.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
And so does Donald Trump, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, the Olympics, you wanted to talk, Righty Jim, about...
it was next on the list, so I just
the Olympics, and then we want to talk about the SAFE Act.
That would be wonderful.
Okay. Go ahead. Who wants to handle...
Lefty Al, it's your topic.
Well,
the
Olympics, I think, is... look, I love the Olympics, and these Winter Olympics are, except for Lindsey Vonn, I mean, that's...
Ask me what my favorite sport is at the Winter Olympics.
What is it, right? Madam Mike? I don't know if you're left or right.
You're going to ask yourself in a second there what's your favorite.
I'm thinking it's lefty Mike or righty Mike.
And I'm sitting in the middle of both of you here at the desk. So
yes, at our studio, at a faraway galaxy.
On Television City. Oh, no, never mind.
No, don't. We don't want people.
All right, don't make fun of me and don't fall off your chairs when I tell you that my favorite sport in the Winter Olympics is curling.
Oh, well, I was going to say that.
You were?
But are you serious, Mark?
For some odd reason, I'm attracted. I mean, I love the ice skating and the snowing and the ski. I love the tobogganing and the luge.
Oh, the luge is like
I
think I could be in the luge.
You could?
I think
No,
you and I could
No.
be in luge together.
Lefty Al.
There's no way. No way.
No, Lefty Al, you wouldn't get within 20 feet of the start line of a luge.
Hey, Jim, what do you think? Should we do a luge? Should we do that for publicity? That you and I are luge or bobsledders or one of those?
I'll do bobsled. I'm not doing luge.
Shouldn't you do both of you together in a cartoon for our
I love it. That would be worth it.
We'll do a luge. I mean, we'll do bobsledding.
But
There's two man
in a
bobsled.
in Olympics
Lord.
Clashing Heads news, we have freestyler Hunter Hess said that he had mixed emotions representing the U.S. I don't really have too much of a problem with Hunter.
He can get on a plane and go back to America if he hates it. So, or he can stay in Italy.
No,
Or you know what? He can fly to North Korea or Venezuela and Cuba. What I have a problem with,
of course. And Righty Jim, forgive me, it may be TDS.
I'm not going to forgive you, and it is TDS.
But I have a problem with the president calling him out as a real loser. I mean, people still, even if they're wrong or what, they still have a First Amendment right to say what they're saying. I guess Trump has a First Amendment right.
Yes,
but he should show some leadership on the world stage. I mean,
it's
the president after.
To be honest, if he doesn't comment on it, the story goes away a lot sooner than if he does comment on it.
Thank you.
Do we have by the way, do you want a leaderboard? Do you want a medal leaderboard update?
Okay, yes, please.
Go ahead, Righty Jim.
The leaders right now in medals, including both gold and overall, are the Norwegians.
Okay.
No surprise, they are the kings of the ski.
How many golds do they have now?
They have 6 golds, 2 silvers, 4 bronze, for a total of 12 medals. Germany is in second, tied in second. Okay. Do we want to go by the most golds or total medals?
Oh, well,
it's total medals.
And I'll go with most gold because
we'll do it with moderator Mike's way, because that way,
I'm doing it Trump's way, most gold.
America is
Trump's way, most gold.
Okay, second place.
Well, that would probably be true. You're right. America is number 2 with 7 medals.
Oh, they jumped up.
But only 2 gold medals.
Oh.
In third,
in ice skating, right?
I believe so. I assume that they started the women's competition tonight after the team was done, or it might be ice dance, or I don't know. It's good. I'm not. I sometimes follow it. Germany is in second with the most gold medals with 3, along with Sweden. Both of them has 3 gold, 2 silver, 1 bronze, and also with 3 golds, but 5 total medals is Switzerland.
Oh.
So unfortunately, host Italy fell off the board. They were up there the first night.
Yeah, they were.
But not so much anymore. So the U.S. is...
Yeah. No. It's good. I'm glad you're giving us all this, Righty Jim. We've got another 12 days left or something?
Until a week, until 2 days. Or a week for another
Sunday.
Closing
Yeah,
Sunday night. But they don't really do anything on Sunday except I think play the gold medal games for hockey. I believe is all that is done on the final day.
It looks. I love ski Cretina though. Isn't it Cretina?
Cretina, yes.
Yeah, it just looks
on Cretina.
I'd love to see that.
I've been to a number of like that.
Have either of you been in those countries or?
It's one country. It's Italy.
No. At the Alps, I mean.
No,
I have not.
You have, right?
I have, and it's magnificent. And flying over the Alps, it's just wow. And
did you ski at Val d'Isère, Lefty?
Oh, I haven't done much skiing in my day since I had a knee accident when I was younger.
So we won't see you in the Olympics.
Well, I can try. I don't want to make any
but you're willing to do a bobsled run with me.
Yeah, I am. I would be willing to do. Hey, we only have 10 minutes. Let's get to Righty Jim's story on voter ID, because I do want to address that, and maybe we continue after this if we are not completed. But Righty Jim, why don't you take it away with your...
Well, let me
introduce him, Mike.
Yeah, let me get in the middle of this. First of all, I'd like to see some more tobogganing from the Jamaican bobsledders. And that's all I've got to say about her. We actually were able to take a bobsled in Jamaica when we were there last summer. It was unbelievable. They let us, that was a port adventure, that you could go to the top of the mountain and take the bobsled down the hill, just like the bobsledders.
Yeah, they're on
make it.
wheels, right?
Yeah, I don't know. You can it's got a handbrake so that you don't.
But I mean, there's no snow there.
No snow, so yeah, it's on wheels.
You're not sliding, right? That's what I meant. It's
Yeah,
concrete. And then that's what a lot of them do for training during the winter if they're not in this country. Just got it. Like we have all winter, we have all season tracks. That we have all season luge and snowmobile.
Cool
bobsled tracks. Yeah,
cool
in America, but not all countries can afford those type of setups. So we can train in the winter, but also they will also train sometimes when they're doing practice runs for the starts. They don't necessarily always do those on ice. We'll do those in parking lots and pushing sleds on rollers and or wheels, tires, we want to call them.
All right, moving along to our topic of the evening.
We might have a topic and a half.
Okay, Safe Act, Righty Jim, you want to take it from there?
The Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. It's a Republican-backed federal bill that will add documentary proof of citizenship requirements to register for federal elections on top of the existing local voter ID rules.
And
Lefty Al, the word is that the Democrats in the Senate want to filibuster this to prevent it from passing. Why do you guys think this is a good idea?
Well, just don't put me in with that group, Righty Jim. I actually think that there is merit to requiring proof of citizenship to register to vote. And you and I have had a little, back and forth on this. It's not about.
I believe we've had screaming matches about this.
Well, let's call it for what it is. Really clashing heads matches. And right.
Clashing heads clashes.
Yes. And the thing is that it's because where Righty Jim might want to put me in with all the Democrats, I kind of put him in with all the Republicans. And we'll see how all this shakes out.
I've talked to some of the Democrats. They've asked me to stop doing that. Is there a reason?
Stop doing what?
Putting you in with them.
Look. Yeah. Where should I be, Righty Jim?
They thought somewhere else, but they really didn't know where that was either.
Look, let me say this.
Okay.
You have to have proof of citizenship to get a passport. You need proof of age to get a driver's license. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is what Republicans are dressing up, or especially Trump and his crowd, about wanting to have proof of ID at time of voting. And I have a problem with this because this is a way, as I see, that's a political maneuver and not a policy. Good policy is what Chip Roy is trying to do. Now, you don't have to show your citizenship again once you're issued a passport. You don't have to show your age again once you're issued a driver's license.
I did.
Well, you don't have to, or if you move, that's a different story. I didn't.
I had to get a new birth certificate if I wanted my passport.
Well, put it this way, Righty Jim. Maybe it expired.
Yes, it did.
Okay, if it expired, that's a different story. If you
that's
move,
the thing I never understand. Why? Okay, I understand making them get a new one if if it's expired, but I'm still the same person as I was when I got the first passport.
And that's the
same thing with driver's licenses,
right? And
they won't take it as ID,
right? It's the point I'm making.
Because I can't drive a car doesn't mean I'm still not this person,
right? But Righty Jim, do you understand the flaw in the logic when it comes to voting?
Nope.
Because I want to hear you talk about it. But where I'm going with this is that, hey, we vote by mail in California. That's perfectly legal. How are you going to prove your citizenship if you're voting by mail? Now, you could do something if you're interested. If you're interested,
a requirement to prove your citizenship. Come on, to prove that the person who is voting is that actual person.
Right. So if you
proven their citizenship when they signed up,
if you want
by following the SAVE Act.
Righty Jim, but okay, let me bring up my point. I could see a compromise that might say, hey, as part of your proof of citizenship when you register to vote, give us a thumbprint. Okay? And just like a notary requires a thumbprint, and just like the DMV requires a thumbprint. So require a thumbprint, and when you send your mail-in ballot, give them a thumbprint. And that should be the end of the story. You
Does the
shouldn't
thumbprint
have
get
to
rubbed off in the mail?
Oh,
and
come on, cut it out. It's not rubbed off in the notary documents, and it's not going to be
they're not mailed anywhere. They're in a
it's
book.
not going to be Righty Jim. That's called a high class problem. It's really not a big deal.
Okay, Lefty, I don't understand why the left is so against ID. Here's a list, okay, of a few things that a person without ID can't and hasn't ever done. You've never had a job unless you're paid under the table illegally. You never opened a bank account. You need ID. You don't have a debit card. You need ID. You don't have a credit card. You need ID. You've never purchased or rented a home. You need ID. You've never purchased a residence. You need ID because you need the thumbprint.
Righty Jim, if I may interject.
No, you may not. Never apply.
We
Never
never
applies for government benefits.
Right.
Okay. You've never filled a Bitcoin prescription. You've never driven a car.
You
You've
made
never
your
driver's
point,
license.
Righty Jim, and I'm
Never
going
passed a
to counter you in probably like
This is how
10
far out
seconds.
in the peripheral
Righty
society you have to
Mike,
be
he was
to not have an ID.
Righty Jim, we don't want to have more clashes in our clashing heads. I want to get back at this without filibustering the time. The answers to your points are these are all specious arguments.
No, they're not.
Righty Jim, let me finish my point. You went about 45 seconds on that. You've given me about 3. Okay. So
Well, it is my argument, so I should get most of it.
no, we're running out of time. Maybe we take on another segment, but what I'm getting at with voter ID is that clearly people who register to vote, there's no fraud in this system. It's no there. Georgia had an audit in 2022 and in 2024 of their vote. Now there's about 7 million people in Georgia and about 5 million voted in 2020. And in 2022 and 2024 audit, there were exactly 20 people who were not lawfully allowed to vote. And of those 20, only 9 actually voted in prior elections. This cost the taxpayers a lot of money to get to only 9 illegal aliens voting in American elections that didn't change the results of the election, certainly didn't affect the votes for Donald Trump. Yet he seizes our ballots to get where? With using American taxpayer again to prove his narcissistic ego already proved wrong that he wasn't elected in 2020. And maybe if he proves he was elected in 2020, he'd be forced to resign now because he's already served his, got elected to a.
He didn't serve because he wasn't.
He didn't serve, but he got elected. So let's pretend that he served those 4 years since he spent 4 years.
Let's pretend you
playing.
be less.
All right, I'm
this.
teasing about that, but what I'm saying is there is no there about fraud. There's no reason not to compromise with states like California that have mail-in voting. And why are Republicans hung up on that? Because Democrats actually turn out for mail-in voting, and Republicans stayed away from an entire election year because Trump said don't vote by mail. And then he changed his opinion the following election saying, maybe you should vote by mail. We have a problem with people forgetting their wallets or not being allowed to vote. Righty Jim, you tell me, why shouldn't we have a national federal election holiday? Have a problem with this? And I asked Righty Jim, you heard, how about a national holiday? He doesn't talk about polling on that, where the vast majority of American people want a national holiday to vote. But Republicans have a problem. And why is that? Because usually working class people have to work. If they're working on election days, which are on Tuesdays, they may not get off work. They may not be able to get home in time. They may, people, like I said, can leave their wallet, whatever. It's causing whatever ways to trip up. And in a close election, you multiply that out, and it could be hundreds of thousands of people who would ordinarily get to vote don't because of these tactics that are kind of designed and cloaked in fairness. It's fair to ask people to prove they're a citizen at the time you're registered to vote, not fair at the polling place. And by the way, who's going to pay for all those staffers and train them to know what to ask and what kind of questions to ask at the polling place? Okay. These are volunteers. We're going to trust the elections with somebody. People right now get a provisional ballot if they don't have their sample ballot with them, but that doesn't mean they can't vote.
On behalf of all of us, have a great week. Lefty Al, Righty Jim.
Thank you.
Clashing Heads
Mike.
continues.
Goodbye, all. Thank you for listening.
Thank
Look-
you.
Look for us on YouTube.
All right, everyone. Yes, clashingheads.com.
Be well.